Hello and welcome to Tangle and Inspire. I am Aishwarya Darba. I am a certified Zentangle teacher, and these are Zentangle lessons here. And how we'll start with Zentangle is we'll start with first 4 dots. So that's our ritual that we follow for each of our art. I'm using a 3.5 inch cardstock. I'm going to use my Micron O1 pen. I'm going to use my Staedtler 2B pencil. You can use any of the pencil or pens that you have. Or if you want to purchase these materials, you can ask me. You can contact me at CZT@Tangle and Inspire. You can email me so I can send the items to your place. And I'm also using a tortillon. So I've joined all the 4 dots with a line. Now I'm going to draw a string using my pencil. I'm going to draw a C curve. Okay, it doesn't have to be like a perfect, just that we are going to make a mark of the string. Just try to be as lighter as possible. I have darkened it so that you can see, and I don't mind the pencil lines in the underneath. And the first tangle that we are looking into is Shinchun by Tangler or CZT Yu-Ru-Chen. So the tangle starts with an S curve. Okay, and then what it does is it creates a kind of flux-like shape in the ends. Okay, so I want to do this step out in a different way from what she has shown. I'm going to create flux on both the sides right in the beginning. Okay, and now just slowly we'll keep enhancing this flux-like shape. So if you have, like mine, if you have some gaps with the pens, that's okay. Just keep going with the flow. Just slowly keep rotating your dial, and as we come closer, you can even recede it. Just keeps going and going. Just enjoy the calmness of the pen. And here again, and in the end. Okay, now in the ends, wherever I have a little gap, I'm going to just fill it with the ink. Okay, so shall we do the same thing over this side? I'm going to start with a taller one, very close to the first one, and then again just hold your pen lightly. So here we go again with the pen line. So I'm so sorry I got interrupted with the call. So it doesn't matter if it reaches exactly in the same point or the other. Just the way that we are thinking of how this tangles nestled in the S form. Okay, So now let us do some decorations to this triangle, or you can see some embellishments. I'm going to create a curve line closer to that S. Just as long as that line keeps curving, we'll go about. So now I'm going to do the same thing over this side. We'll take a C curve. If you're not confident with the lines, you can just leave this step. Just keep adding. I know this in the end it is getting messy. Just trust the process. It's going to go fine. Okay. I'm going to just darken these edges. Then I'm going to aura this whole section. Just create an outer line. Keep turning the tile. I'm going to do the same thing over here, so you can watch me, or you can draw along with me. Let me create an S and one more an S. Okay, and then I'm going to create a flux on both the sides. And here I go again with the same stroke. Just I'm keeping the lines a bit wider, and then just like going like a C curve. So this step out is much closer to the original of the tangle. You can have your own creative freedom when you choose a tangle pattern. Let us do the same thing over here. It's gonna take some time to draw those long lines if you're not used to drawing with that one stroke of the pen. Take your time, breathe. Then, if you have space, just ink it. Let's do it again over here. A flux, then a flux, and then half flux. Just go. So this looks quite like a flower pattern. Then again I take my stroke. So at Tangle and Inspire, we have started with a new service that says that if you click on an image of the tangle, you can directly go to the step outs, the video step outs. So that's something that I'm working on my website. So you can check tangleandinspire.com/tangle Index. So it's going to be we have a separate page saying Tangle Index. So we're going to index all our tangles, and just by a click we'll go exactly to the point of that tangle of the video. So that's something that I have started, and I'm hoping that this helps you to just work through the tangles, the video step outs. It's easy to find. You don't have to keep searching in my playlist. Of course, YouTube playlists are available, so you can use that as well to create a full art piece. Or if you like a particular tangle and you want to use it in your drawings, so for that you can go to the website and find. So I'm going to update every weekend. So we're going to work with first 4 tangles. So on the last weekend I introduced 4 tangles, and we drew one small art. I posted it on the Facebook group, so you can find all the links of the group below in the description. So every week I'll be uploading 4 new tangles video in the Tangle Index, so it gets easier to sort out and work through. You can subscribe to the newsletter, so that's something that I'm still working. I want to send out newsletters of all the updates, whether it be Tangle Index or workshops or blogs or anything that's coming around, that's happening. So you can subscribe to the newsletter there. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Going to embellish it. So I have used, I have done the same thing in all the three of this tangle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to aura this whole space now. I auraed once for these flowers, and now again I'm auraing the whole art. Okay, so this will be like a nice coverage. Okay, and I'm going to turn my tile just to my comfortable position, and I'm going to do the same thing. So you can do it from this end. Okay, so now we're gonna do another tangle. Okay, we're gonna draw a new tangle to me. Actually, both these patterns are very new to me. So the next tangle that we're gonna look into is wax. And wax is a beautiful tangle that is quite inspired by the tangle Be Light from Zentangle HQ. So we're going to draw a grid for this pattern. So I've started with the middle line over here, and then I'm going to make lines parallel to that. Doesn't have to come perfect. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to trace it, eyeball it. Won't be perfect. That's okay. Okay, so sorry, I went outside the camera zone. So now what I'm going to do is going to draw a grid like shape. It's a square grid. I'll turn my tile each time. Okay, so now like a bee light, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a sun like shape. Okay, so first I'm going to draw on each of this corner the same right corner. Going to mark it once again. I'm going to mark it. So you can make it spacious. Okay, Now I'm gonna do the opposite direction. Second, yeah. I'm gonna just do it in the opposite direction. Over here. Okay. Once again, it doesn't have to come perfectly aligned to that line. Okay. Let me do it here. The same thing here and then here. Okay. Okay, I'm imagining a line going that side. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to aura it again, or you can even leave it. 1 second. Yes. So we're going to aura. This time I'm going to make a wide line crossing, just taking in the center. Okay. I think there's one tangle called limb corners, so it also has something like this. Can I do this? So this will be a wider line. This is more like a C curve. This is a lesser bend. Okay. Then here I go again. Once again, just try to just thin it. Just look into that grid section and I can create it. Just eyeballing it in my eyes. Okay. Yes, one more here. So it starts. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create auras like spokes meeting in the corner, or just one that intersection space. So I'm going to do that on both the sides. Okay, I'm going to do for all this sun like shape. So you can turn your tile, or you can keep it in the same position. I'm not changing my tile, turning my tile so that it's easy for you to view it. So this tangle was published in around 2015 by Esther. Very interesting tangle, isn't it? Now the whole thing looks very different from what it was at the beginning. Okay, so now for the fun sake, I want to draw some auras. So maybe I just want to draw one spiral, short spiral, and then aura. I'll draw the spiral on this side as well. And then aura, just as much as I want to do it. Let us do the same thing over here, but we're gonna change a bit. Let's see what we're gonna change. So I'm gonna start from this end. So my first suns or moons come like this. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this part of the tangle. So earlier we drew in the center and both the sides. But this time we're going to draw this section. Okay, I'm going to ink this middle section wherever there is a gap. Let us do that. So you can be like very creative, just see what feels, what you enjoy. Okay, and now we're gonna draw a simple lines over here. So it's gonna look like a flower shape. Gonna do it the same thing. These are just repetitive lines that are just receding. You can see that the whole look of this tangle changes as we draw these little tiny details. There are some tangles that gives a lot of creative freedom for an artist, and I think we should all explore that part in us. So here is where we finish the inking of the tangle. So now I take my pencil and keep it as sharp as possible, and I'm going to shade this embellishment of the line just on the side. Slightly I'm putting my pencil. Okay, I'm going to do that over here. So on both the sides, I'm going to add slight a bit shading. This Tangles' main beauty is the shading. It's really fun to add some pencil shades here and there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just keep it lightly. I'm going to use my dottilon and just slightly smoothen this. It's not needed, it just smoothens it out. I did not put my pencil shading over here, so I'm just going to add and then spread it out a bit. Okay, so this is a bit closer picture. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an outside shading to this part where we did the aura. Okay, I'll do this on both the sides. Okay, so I'm going to smoothen this and bring out that little graphite a bit outside so that it spreads and creates this kind of three-dimensional look. You can see how graphite can be played into a desired way. So now you're going to take a bit time and shade this part of the tangle. So I'm going to use shading onto one side in the center. Just slightly a bit, just I feel that I've not added the shading. I'm going to spread this with my dot alone. Okay, so now I'm going to do that over here, I think on the top of this crown. And so for this section, how I'm going to shade is, I'm just going to shade on the grids, just over to the one side. So if you're using a soft nail pencil or even a scholar level or your school pencil, that is also fine. I'm going to shade this on the other side as well, just over that line. That is it. So maybe I have a little bit of graphite, so I'm just spreading it in that center part. And I'm just accentuating I think I forgot my lines over here. Okay. And here is how I complete my Tangle lessons. Thank you so much for joining me for this session. You'll find all the links below, and you can go to the Tangle Index as well. You can see what tangles have been added. So thank you so much, and let's meet again next week. See you. Bye bye.